Hey everyone! Welcome back to another exciting episode of the English Learners Podcast. I'm so glad you're here today. If this is your first time tuning in, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now so you won't miss any future episodes. We've got a lot of exciting content lined up to help you improve your English skills. And trust me, you'll want to be a part of this journey. Now, let's talk about something that is super important in your English learning journey: fluency. You might think that fluency is something that happens only after years of study or endless grammar exercises, but today, I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that complicated. The truth is, fluency is all about consistency. And guess what? It starts with just one thing: showing up. Yes, you heard me right. Just showing up and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it, is the secret to improving your English. So, whether today's a good day or a tough day for you, keep pushing forward. Now, here's a little side note. Maybe you've heard about our 5-day English shadowing challenge and feel like you've missed it. No worries, don't stress about it. It's never too late to start. And the beauty of this challenge is that you can always come back and join us whenever you're ready. Trust me, if you make the decision to keep going, you'll definitely see progress. It's all about those small steps adding up to big changes. All right, let's dive into today's episode and talk about how you can make consistent progress in your English speaking journey and why this is so important for your long-term success. Stay tuned, and let's get started. Personal commentary on language learning a new language, especially one as widely spoken and nuanced as English, can often feel like an uphill battle. And trust me, I totally get it. Some days you feel like you're on top of the world, everything is clicking, and suddenly you're understanding the language with ease, speaking with confidence, and feeling like you're getting closer to your goal. But then, there are those other days when you're stumbling through the basics, confused by simple phrases, and feeling like you're not making any progress at all. It's like you're stuck in a rut, unable to move forward. And on those days, it's so easy to think, am I even improving? Or will I ever get better? But here's the most important thing I can tell you right now. It's all part of the process. Learning a language isn't a linear path. It's not a race where you sprint to the finish line. In fact, if you expect every single day to be a perfect, seamless journey, you're setting yourself up for frustration. There are going to be good days where everything falls into place, and there will be days that feel like you're starting from scratch. And you know what? That's okay. It's absolutely normal. And in fact, it's expected. When you learn a new language, you're essentially rewiring your brain. You're teaching it to think in new ways. Sometimes, the brain can feel overloaded, especially when you're encountering a language as complex as English, with all its grammar rules, vocabulary, and idiomatic expressions. But every single step you take, whether it feels easy or hard, is progress. I want to remind you of something incredibly important. There's no rush. There's no timeline you have to meet. There's no competition. The person you're in competition with is yourself. And even then, it's not a competition. You're on your own personal journey. Think about it like a long hike through beautiful but challenging terrain. Some days, you'll walk with energy and enthusiasm, and other days, you might feel exhausted and want to rest for a bit. Both of those days are part of the journey, and they both contribute to getting you closer to the top. When I hear the goals you've shared with me, whether it's studying abroad, preparing for the TOEFL or IELTS exams, delivering a powerful speech, or simply becoming more confident in conversations with friends or colleagues, I'm always so inspired. These are big dreams, and they are totally achievable. But here's the key: achieving them isn't about taking giant leaps all at once. It's about showing up every day, even when progress feels slow. When you commit to practicing regularly, you create the foundation for these dreams to come true. The person who speaks confidently on stage or in a meeting didn't get there overnight. They worked for it one small step, one practice session, one conversation at a time. And that's how you will get there too. You might not see huge progress every day, and that's okay. But I promise you, if you keep at it, little by little, you will see results. Language learning isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And just like with any marathon, there will be moments of doubt, moments where you feel like you can't go any further. But it's in those moments when you have to remind yourself, I've got this. I can keep going. I'm stronger than I think, encouragement and real talk. Now, let's be real for a second. Not everyone completed the 5-day shadowing challenge. Some of you missed a day or two. Maybe some of you missed the whole week. And you know what? That's totally fine. Life happens. Sometimes things get busy. Sometimes you don't feel like practicing. We've all been there, and I've certainly missed some days of practice myself. But here's the thing. Missing a day or even several doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're human. It means you've got other responsibilities, or maybe you just needed a break. And that's okay. Learning a new language doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to follow a set of strict rules or timelines. The most important part is getting back on track when you fall off. If you missed a day or two, or even the whole week, don't beat yourself up about it. It's not the end of the world. What matters is that you pick up where you left off. Go back to the lesson you missed. Or maybe just practice speaking a little bit today. It doesn't have to be a long session. Even 10 minutes of practice can make a huge difference. The key is to remember that you're still making progress, even when it feels like you're not. Progress in language learning is often slow and steady. Sometimes you won't notice a difference from one day to the next. But when you look back over the course of weeks or months, you'll be amazed at how much you've grown. And it's in those small, consistent steps that fluency is built. So don't stress about missing a few days. It's not a race, and you're not in a competition with anyone else. You're in a race with yourself. And that means you can go at your own pace. One of the most important things I've learned in my own language learning journey is to be kind to myself. We are often our own worst critics. And when it comes to learning a language, we tend to focus on our mistakes rather than celebrating the small wins. If you get frustrated with your progress, take a moment to remind yourself of how far you've come. Maybe you're now able to have short conversations with people. Or maybe you're understanding TV shows or podcasts in English more clearly. These are big achievements that shouldn't be overlooked. Keep practicing. So, if you missed a few days, don't let that stop you. Get back into your practice routine today. Speak out loud. Read aloud. Write down new words. Listen to English every chance you get. Each time you practice, you're building your skills, building your confidence, and getting closer to your goals. It's not about how quickly you get there, but about how consistently you show up for yourself. And if you're ever feeling stuck, reach out, comment below, or even message me. We can work through the challenges together. You're not alone in this. Keep going, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. The results will come, one small step at a time. And remember, you are doing amazing, even on the days when you feel like you're not making progress. Because every day you show up is a step forward. Keep pushing, keep practicing, and you'll get there. The power of shadowing and speaking aloud. When you start learning a new language like English, it's easy to focus on the theory, the new words, the grammar rules, and the sentence structures. And while all of that is important, there's something even more crucial that often gets overlooked: the habit of speaking. If you want to become fluent in English, it's not just about memorizing vocabulary and perfecting grammar. It's about creating a speaking habit that you practice daily. This is where shadowing comes into play. Shadowing is a technique where you repeat what you hear in real time. You're mimicking the speaker, trying to match their tone, rhythm, and pronunciation. You might be wondering, why is this so important? Let me explain. First and foremost, speaking aloud is one of the most effective ways to train your brain to think in English. The more you speak, the more your mind starts to adjust to the rhythm and flow of the language. You stop translating in your head and begin thinking directly in English. This is the point where the magic begins to happen. At the beginning, it might feel awkward. You might hesitate, stumble over words, or feel unsure about how to pronounce something. But remember, you don't need to be perfect. The goal isn't to speak flawlessly from day one. It's to build confidence and fluency by getting comfortable speaking out loud, even if it's just for a few minutes a day. Consistency is key. The reason I emphasize speaking out loud so much is because it forces you to confront the language in real time. It's one thing to read or listen to English, but it's a completely different experience when you speak. By doing this consistently, you're creating the neural connections in your brain that make language production speaking more natural and automatic, even when you're not consciously aware of it. Every time you speak, you're getting closer to fluency. You might not notice huge improvements immediately, and that's completely normal. Fluency doesn't happen overnight. And it certainly doesn't happen by just studying vocabulary lists or grammar rules. But trust me, if you keep practicing, one day you'll look back and be amazed at how much you've improved. Speaking aloud every day is the key to making that happen. Now, I know that learning a new language can sometimes feel frustrating, especially when life gets in the way. Maybe you're juggling work, school, family, or just trying to get through your day-to-day routine. On top of that, you might feel like learning English is taking too long, or that you're not improving fast enough. I want to remind you of something very important. Learning a language is not about quick results. It's about progress over time. Think about it like building muscle in the gym. When you lift weights, you don't see the effects right away. The first time you lift a dumbbell, your muscles don't suddenly become stronger. But with consistent effort and repetition, you get stronger. The same principle applies to language learning. The first time you try to speak English, it might feel difficult and your brain might resist. But every time you practice, you're building your language muscles. The problem is, we often expect rapid progress. We want to see immediate results, but language learning is a slow and steady process. And sometimes it can feel like you're not getting anywhere. This is where patience and celebrating the small wins become essential. Let's take an example. Maybe today, you tried saying a full sentence in English without hesitation, and it felt natural. Or perhaps you understood a conversation without needing to pause the video for subtitles. These are huge victories, and they should be celebrated. Each small achievement is another step closer to fluency. And here's the thing: when you look back after a few months or even a year, you'll realize how far you've come. Learning a language is not just about memorizing words. It's about changing the way your brain processes the world around you. As you continue practicing, you'll start to understand English in ways you never thought possible. The more you speak, the more you listen, the more you practice, the more automatic the language becomes. So, if you ever feel frustrated, just remember that slow progress is still progress. The key is consistency, and the more consistent you are with your practice, the better you'll become. It's not about how fast you learn, but about how dedicated you are to the process. One of the most powerful aspects of this learning journey is knowing that you're not doing it alone. There's a whole community of learners just like you people who are also learning English, facing similar challenges, and celebrating the same small victories. We're all in this together. I know that sometimes learning a new language can feel isolating. You might feel like you're not making enough progress, or that others are doing better than you. But I want you to remember that it's okay to have doubts, and it's okay to make mistakes. In fact, mistakes are one of the most important parts of learning. When you make a mistake, it means you're pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, and that's when the real learning happens. If you ever feel stuck or unsure of where to go next, please know that help is always available. Whether it's in the comments section, on a forum, or even by reaching out to a fellow learner, there are so many resources and people who are here to help. I'm here for you too, and I always love hearing from you. I read every single comment, and I take the time to answer your questions because your success matters to me. Your feedback is invaluable, and I'm constantly learning from your insights as well. You're not alone in this journey, and I truly believe that together, we can create a positive, supportive environment where everyone can thrive. When you're feeling uncertain, or when you don't know if you're on the right path, just remember you're exactly where you need to be. Every time you practice, every time you shadow a sentence, every time you speak English out loud, you're moving forward. It's okay to feel uncertain. It's okay to take a break. Just keep going. And remember that every small step you take is progress. If you're feeling stuck right now, take a deep breath and remember that you've got this. Whether you're practicing alone or with a community of learners, your hard work will pay off. Keep going and always remind yourself that you're capable of achieving fluency. Together, we'll get there. Motivational push to keep practicing. Now that we've talked about the importance of practicing, the benefits of shadowing, and how language learning is a journey, here's the next crucial step. Keep going. No matter where you are right now in your learning process, I want you to commit to one thing. Don't stop. It's easy to get discouraged when you feel like your progress is slow or when you hit a plateau. You might think, I'm not improving fast enough, or I still make mistakes every day. But the truth is, you're always improving, even when you don't see it. Each time you show up and practice, you're making progress. It's about the little steps that add up over time. And trust me, those steps will get you closer to the fluency you're dreaming of. Here's what I want you to do next. Make a promise to yourself that you'll practice every day, even if it's only for 10 minutes. I know life can get busy, but we can all find 10 minutes in our day. Whether it's during your commute, in the morning, before work, or school, or even right before bed. 10 minutes is all you need to make a difference. Speak out loud, even if it feels awkward. Even if you feel self-conscious or unsure about your pronunciation. Speak. No one is listening but you, and that's exactly the way it should be. The more you speak, the more you'll grow. Over time, you'll get more comfortable with the language, and soon enough, you'll notice that it's not so awkward anymore. If you feel nervous, remind yourself that learning a language is about embracing mistakes. Mistakes are how we learn. You're not going to get it perfect every time, and that's totally fine. The goal is to keep practicing, even when you make mistakes. Mistakes mean you're pushing yourself to do better. And every time you practice, you are one step closer to your goal. I promise you, the fluency you're dreaming of is closer than you think, but only if you stay consistent and keep practicing. So no matter where you are in your journey, keep going. Take it one day at a time, one sentence at a time, and before you know it, you'll see how far you've come. Before you go, If you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the like button. It helps this content reach more learners like you who are looking for support and encouragement on their language journey. And if you want to continue improving with us, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This way, you'll always have new lessons, tips, and motivation to keep moving forward. Also, share this video with someone else who is learning English. The more people we bring into this community, the stronger and more supportive we'll become. Let's build a network of learners who are determined to succeed together. Finally, remember this: keep practicing. Even when it feels hard or you don't think you're making progress, you are. I'll be here every step of the way, cheering you on as you continue your journey toward fluency. So, go ahead, take that next step, even if it's small. Speak out loud, practice every day, and never stop believing in yourself. You've got this, and I'll see you next time.